Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you're seeing this. Today's episode of Finding Out People Be Trippin'. This popped up in my recommended tab, and I vaguely remember something like this like a long time ago. Okay, this is titled Jennifer's Solution. So we're gonna check out what Jennifer's Solution is. This is a JCS, and I don't know where I remember this from. It could have been something that is like a faint memory. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. And say let's go. This is a pretty long, I'm assuming an interrogation, so let's do it. The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the host of this show are for authentic, honest, and entertaining purposes. Unless you don't think I'm entertaining. I repeat, this is my opinion. I am not telling you how or what to think or feel, but I do encourage you to speak your mind and have conversations. Just don't do too much. Also, this video is brought to you by Sebastine's Patreon, where you can access over 1,000 videos of exclusive content. If you want to subscribe and support this amazing community, click the link in the description below, and thank you for everything. Enjoy the video.
What makes the case of Jennifer Pan unique among others in the true crime genre is the overabundance of raw footage freely available in the public domain.
Wait a minute. I remember this face from somewhere.
There is over 11 hours of material that not only recounts her entire life in meticulous detail, but gives us considerable insight into her psychopathological state.
Oh.
Jennifer herself will narrate her own story in this video, which is the reason the following lead-up segment will be condensed, as a brief outline is all that is needed before delving into the extraordinary mind of this individual. Jennifer was born in Markham, Ontario, where she was raised with her older brother in a middle-class household. Her parents, Beek and Han, were originally from Vietnam, and their method of parenting was strict. Very strict. What some might even class as authoritarian. Success and achievement from their children were seen as outright obligations, whether it be in academics or extracurricular activity. And some might argue these expectations took precedence over the well-being of the children themselves. Jennifer initially took the imposed pressure in her stride and put everything she had into figure skating. She had exceptional talent, and at one point was expected to compete in the Winter Olympics. But she suffered a serious knee injury at the age of 14 and was told she could no longer compete. Her dreams were cut short, but of more concern was that her parents' expectations now had to be met through the more traditional route of education. And the issue was that Jennifer wasn't anywhere near as academically gifted as she was athletic.
You know, there's like something that will always, I guess, pique my interest is the fact that there are parents who, and I'd say to be as, sensitive to different cultures and stuff, but like parents who impose their dream either for their kids or whatever their dreams are through their kids. It's like I wonder how many people like still do that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I guess I would assume that I have like social media brain and like just thinking like everybody's defying their parents and just doing whatever they want. And it's always something to like, just think about. And it's something that I think about because like, I'm be honest with you, my parents weren't really like for me doing this, this YouTube stuff, social media stuff. And like, they wanted me to go to school and find something. Okay. And honestly, it did take a lot of convincing, a lot of social proof, a lot of planning, just to show that like I am able to, have an outlet of doing something that I, always wanted to do. But it's like now I'm thinking from the parents' mindset. It's like some parents sometimes think that they're owed a what's the word? They're owed their children's story, or they are owed to be the authors of their children's story. And it's like there's like layers to it, and there's always going to be, and I honestly believe there's always going to be somebody in this story that I guess started from say a generation, 3 generations ago. And I want to be like vague and like general because I know there's different factors into why things are this, but let's just say like somebody who's like really successful in a certain type of pathway want their kids to do it. Their kids do what their parents want them to do, and then they pass that down. And then like there's always that one generation that just be like, you know what, I don't want to do this. Or it's just like or it's just like there's a child that may be just like suffering, like whether it's mentally, physically, due to trying to fulfill their parents' dream. And it's like, bro, your kids are their own person. You don't force something onto your kids, even if you were forced to do it. Like, I don't think that's the best way to, it's not really, I don't think it's always the best way to raise your kids, because you never know what may happen. You know what I'm saying? But then it's also like it also matters of like how you do, like how you parent, of course, and how you mold your children, or how you encourage your children to follow in the family's footsteps, or how you just treat your kids even though you have a certain type of goal that you want them to achieve. I think that's like most important than getting your child to whatever goal that you want just for some type of arbitrary reason that you thought of before your child was even a thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I don't have kids, so I don't want to step on any toes. But like, to me, I honestly think like the way you treat your kids and the journey of parenting and the child-parent relationship is so much more important than whatever end goal that you're trying to make. Because sometimes when people have this end goal that they try to make, they just think the ends justify the means, and the means may be so fucked up where it's just like you can, like, the means are so fucked up, and they go through, or the possibility of the child going through all this trauma to get to the point where to make their parents proud. And then it's like the kid has to deal with all that trauma, especially if the parent is getting older, and or they're probably just like it's like talking to a wall trying to get to them. It's just like it's a cycle of, I think trauma is too harsh of a word, but I don't know. It's just like I think about this as I'm getting older, and as I'm also talking to my parents and stuff like that, when we like have these like talking sessions of like how I got to where I'm at, or what my parents had for me and everything. But I think I've gone on a very, very long tangent. Pretty much I'm just saying, parents, please treat your kids as they're human. And I'm not even saying it for your own good, but I'm just like, bro, like they're their own human. They're their own person. And honestly, if they don't want to fulfill the dream that you have in your mind for them, bro, support your kids, bro. Like what, like why would you? Honestly, I'm just like trying to figure out, like, sometimes it just like scratches my brain. It's like, why are parents okay with their children resenting them? Like, that's something I always think about too. It's just like, yo, your offspring don't like you. That's not good. But then again, different strokes for different folks. I'm not a parent, so I don't have any leg to stand on, really. I'm just going off of my naive brain. But let's keep talking about Jennifer.
She was averaging a C- when her parents wanted straight A's. So rather than communicate with them, she decided to meet their expectations under false pretenses and began faking her test results. This led to her faking her end-of-year report cards, which eventually led to her faking a high school diploma, and then a university acceptance letter to study pharmacology.
Oh, that's a slippery slope. Also, hey, this may happen. I'm guessing whatever she's doing right here, like, hey, they might start faking test scores, faking everything just to fulfill your dream or your facade of what's going on. And then you're going to find out she probably not even in school. She's sitting on somebody else's couch.
In the abstract world of her parents, Jennifer was on her way to a noble and well-paid career in medical health care, when in reality, she was a high school dropout living with her drug dealer boyfriend, whom she had been dating in secret for almost 8 years. She was eventually found out at
8 years? Damn. Okay, that took a turn.
In 2010, when her parents discovered she had been living a double life, and was then given an ultimatum. At 24 years old, she had to choose between one of two options. Option one was that she had to live at home under a strict regime, cease all contact with her boyfriend, and only leave the house to go back to school and pursue an education. Option two was that she could do whatever she wanted, but she would then be disowned from her family.
Damn, no compromise? Good lord. Shit, man. Oh my goodness.
She could never return home, and all financial support would cease immediately. Jennifer evidently decided neither option would suffice, so she created option number 3.
What?
She had her boyfriend arrange a mock home invasion, where 3 of his acquaintances would enter the Pan household and stage a robbery gone wrong.
Please don't tell me that. Did the parents end up dead, bro? Don't fucking tell. Oh my gosh.
The 2 instructions were to first ransack the home and then murder the parents. The planned date was Monday the 8th of November, with the scheduled time being roughly 11 p.m.
How does somebody just think of this as a third option? What the fuck? How? Oh my gosh. I know thinking outside the box is one thing, but this is crazy. This is crazy.
Jennifer would unlock the front door, and 3 figures were caught on a neighbor's surveillance camera entering the home at 11:05. They were then seen running out just under 18 minutes later. It was at that exact time 911 received a call from the same household.
Oh my gosh.
Where are you, ma'am? Please just ma'am, calm down. What? Some people broke into our house. Okay, to show us all his money.
Nah, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is fucking insane. Jennifer, what the fuck, dude? The fuck is your problem?
Ma'am, where are you? What? Avenue Road. Yes. Can you spell the street name for me, please? Dad?
Oh. Yo.
Ma'am. Hello. Hello. Yes. Ma'am, I need to know your...
Nah, you a whole level of fucked up. If you over acting like you trying to... Nah. That's crazy. Bro, go to fuck head, bro.
Helen Avenue, my dad just went outside screaming. Ma'am, can you spell the street address for me, please? H-E-L-E-N. Someone broke in and I heard shots like pops. I don't know what's happening. I'm tied upstairs.
Beek Pan was
What?
shot twice, once in the neck and once in the head.
Yo!
She was killed immediately. The father, Han, was also shot twice, once in the shoulder and once in the face. He astonishingly survived and was put into an induced coma once he arrived at the hospital. Jennifer was taken to the same hospital.
Nah, hold on. Nah, the dad probably gonna wake up. See, this isn't some movie stuff, but this sounds like, hold on. Nah. The dad gotta wake up. No. You can't. You're not getting away with this, Jennifer.
As a precaution,
Oh,
but
hell
was soon
no.
cleared of injury. She sat by her father's bedside for roughly 3 hours before she was taken to the Markham police station to
Bro,
give a
that's
statement as a
sick.
witness.
Bro, that's so sick. You just arrange this shit and you're just gonna not only fake cry or whatever that's going on. She probably was actually crying. I don't know. But just have this whole ruse going on and you still gonna sit by your father's bedside while you're in a coma? That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. What the hell did they do?
I want to go through.
As if like that even means anything. Like what? Like how do you come up with this plan? There's other stuff that you could do. Killing your parents? What the hell?
A form with you. It may seem kind of, why you're doing this, but this is it's like you're swearing to tell the truth about what you're going to talk to me about, and it's also going to explain to you the penalties for not telling the truth. I don't expect you to help me.
Wait.
But
whoa, hold on. Did the investigator already know that she did this? Or they got like evidence as to she did this? Because why are you talking to her like that?
For a homicide investigation, anyone who's very close to the investigation, we do this with.
Okay.
So this isn't suspecting that you're not going to tell the truth. This is more of a feature that you understand the importance of telling the complete truth.
No, I don't believe it. I think he knows. Because why he come in and say that? Like, he said the penalties of not telling us the truth. Like, wouldn't, or I guess me being naive still, like, wouldn't they, like, come in and be like, hey, I understand what's going on. I'm sorry for your loss. This, that, and the third.
Jennifer is not a suspect at this moment. She is only giving a voluntary statement under oath.
Okay.
She has not read her right to silence, but instead informed of her rights as a witness. She is basically told that fabricating evidence with the intent to mislead is an offense.
Okay.
After reading the notification off paper, the detective gives Jennifer a more human explanation of the instruction.
What I've just explained to you is you're here voluntarily to help us. That you don't have to talk to us if you don't want to, but the importance of talking to us, and if you're talking to us, the importance of telling the truth. And if you don't tell the truth, there's criminal consequences for not.
Okay, I see. Okay, so just the fact that she's like, I guess, going into it and seeking out the investigators is, I guess, showing some type of like, why you do that? Or like just saying like, no, I promise I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Da 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 da. It's like, interesting.
Not telling the truth. That's all that stuff had to deal with. Okay?
The investigator then leaves to get the Commissioner of Oaths, which is for the purpose of swearing in the witness, but he first brings in a box of Kleenex. This is universally recognized as getting startled, yet the official term in neurophysiology is the startle reflex via auditory stimulus.
Okay.
Hyperarousal from a traumatic event can often exaggerate this response in a manner similar to how Jennifer reacted to the sound of the door.
Is that so?
Hello, my name is Nicola Spiro. I'm a Commissioner of Oaths with York Regional Police. I'm here so you can give a truthful statement, either by solemn affirmation or swearing on the Bible. Which do you prefer?
Not the fake fidgeting.
Just put your hand on the Bible.
Cuz.
Do you, Jennifer Pan, swear that the evidence you shall give on this investigation shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Once Jennifer is sworn in, the lead investigator returns to collect the statement.
Now I want you to sort of take yourself back to earlier on today, yesterday, meaning the 8th of November, and tell me about your day. Okay, start at any point in time, wherever you feel comfortable, and then we're gonna move forward. Okay.
Okay.
Yesterday, probably around 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30.
First of all, why the fuck them niggas even wanted to do that shit? Like, that's also fucked up. They're fucked up too. I forgot to mention that. I mean, obviously, like, what the hell is going on here?
My mother, she woke me up and she told me that she was going to visit my grandfather.
Throughout the day, Jennifer explains that she practiced piano, studied piano history, talked on the phone with her friends, and had dinner with her parents. Her mother left for line dancing at 8 p.m. and returned home at about 9:30, at which time Jennifer was alone in her room watching TV, ready to go to sleep.
Right.
And then suddenly I just heard my mom calling for my dad to come down. And that's when I lowered the volume on my TV, and I could hear the voices weren't any voices I was very familiar with.
Okay.
And so I was scared and I couldn't move. I just sat in my room for a while. And then I thought I heard them all leave the top floor, and I peered out of my bedroom door. And a guy was there, and he came at me and had string in his hands and tied my arms back and said, "I have a gun behind your back. Do what I say. If you do what I say, then no one will get hurt."
I have a gun behind your back. While they're tying you up? Okay.
"Where is the money? Show me where your money is." My mom kept trying to get up, and they kept telling her to sit down. And so I didn't want her to get hurt, so I told her, "Mom, sit down." They were trying to find her wallet, but her English isn't good, so she kept saying purse. They kept pushing her down onto the chair.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Take your time. Take your time. All of this is very important, so take your time.
Jennifer's nonverbal communication up to this point has made sense, and the reflection of her mother's last moments seems to push her over the edge. It could be assumed the detective still considers Jennifer a victim at this moment, but in the next moment, he will start becoming suspicious.
Oh, okay.
They kept all the lights off on the main floor.
Okay.
The only time there was light was when they opened the fridge door to see if they could find where my mom's purse was.
The fridge. The fridge.
Take yourself back to a moment in your life when you have been overwhelmingly upset about something, and at the same time were trying to explain to someone why you were upset. You wouldn't quietly and reservedly convey the events. You would likely blurt them out in a forceful and disordered manner. Your sole focus would be on processing your thoughts and conveying them into speech. The emotional turbulence of severe hysteria and grief makes it very difficult to convey thought into actual dialogue, and the simple wording of a sentence becomes very challenging. Jennifer seems to find her words easily and executes her sentences perfectly.
One of the gentlemen asked my father if he had money in his
The gentleman. Okay.
wallet and where his wallet was. So they took me, because I was next to the stairwell, they took me up the stairs to show them where my father's wallet was, but I didn't know. They had turned the room upside down. I didn't know where his pants were at that time.
I mean, couldn't like somebody saying gentleman, would that be like, I guess just the way she speaks? I'm just saying, like, as like just all this is going on. I know that she probably, well, not probably, I know she did this shit, but it's just, what was it? The mastermind behind this shit. But it's like, could she be like using her speech because she comes from a smart family? You know? I don't know.
The intruders retrieve $1,100 from the master bedroom and then tie Jennifer to the upstairs banister.
Next thing I know, I think I heard my parents going down the stairs, and my mom was asking them for me.
Wait, what? I thought she was already tied up, or this was. Oh, okay. So the gun was already on her back, and then. Okay.
To come with them.
Next thing I know, I think I hear my parents going down the stairs. My mom was asking them for me to come with them. All while she's getting like pushed down on the floor multiple times.
They wouldn't let me come with them.
Wait, why not?
And after they said, the last things I heard them say was, "You lied. You lied to us. You lied to us."
What you mean?
And then I heard 2 pops.
Oh,
My mom screamed. I yelled out for her. And a couple more pops.
This is crazy.
Take your time. Take your time.
I don't even know how somebody can just have this in their like mental Rolodex to even just do something like this. Like the lengths people will go is terrifying. Like what? Oh my gosh.
And I think I heard my mom say or moan or something, and then they did one more before they left, and then one of the guys said, "We have to go now. It's been too long."
And also, you would think like, or would think, I don't know, like would think, but have y'all ever heard gunshots before? If you have, okay, follow me. Gunshots are loud as shit, right? And I don't know what this woman has gotten herself into. It's like, even if you were so pissed at your parents for you to want to do a whole operation to get them killed, there would be some type of like, I'd say like reality set in. Because it's like, or like, has she like seen this shit before? Somebody get shot or something? Because it's like, I don't let alone my own parents. Like, even if I started this, and I'm not saying I ever will, because what the fuck, I'm not evil. But it's just like, when you get yourself into something that you know that you got yourself into, but like the reality sets in, and then you have this moment of like, oh shit, maybe I need to try and stop this. You mean to tell me that this never went through her head? Like she hated her parents this much, or disliked her parents this much, that she would go through a whole plan and just be in the same house when her parents are getting murdered, or her mom is getting murdered and the dad gets shot. How does no type of like human empathy come through? What did that boyfriend show her? Cause I don't know, bro. Like, this is boggling my mind, bro.
And then they ran
Like,
out the door. And I think once they were out the door, I heard my dad go up the stairs, and at that point...
Jennifer has clearly gotten her story straight beforehand, yet in the next moment appears to realize how unusual it is that she was able to make a phone call when her hands were tied behind her back to a banister. She hesitates, stutters, and even looks to the detective for approval twice before she quickly moves on.
I had my phone on me, behind me, that I had hidden there that they didn't know about. So... I had my phone
I see.
in my
I see the eye contact.
On me, behind me, that I had hidden there that they didn't know about. So when I thought that they had heard them all leave and my dad ran up the stairs, I whipped up the phone and I called 911.
You whipped out the phone. So her hands are tied behind the back. She whipped out the phone and did what? Dialed 911 with her nose? This is in 2010, so what type of phone was it? Because it's like, or like how do you hold this up to your ear? Was she like on the ground or something? Like,
but I still hadn't heard anything from my mom, and all I could hear was my dad running on the street. Just
on the street?
Moaning and making sounds.
But y'all were in a house.
The detective then breaks the event down into components and has Jennifer go through each moment in more detail. The first of which is the appearance of the intruders. Jennifer now describes the one who appeared to be in charge.
The only thing I can remember was he had dreadlocks.
He had dreadlocks. So can you describe his race to me?
He was black.
Was his head covered? Was his face covered? Do you remember anything about that?
Just that his dreadlocks were kind of like
just flying around.
All over the place. I couldn't really see his face, and they kept the lights dark as much as possible.
So he's shaking his head like Chief Keef, and you can't see his face at all.
Did he have a gun?
Yes.
Did you see the gun?
I only saw the top part of the gun.
What did it look like?
Black?
Kind of, it was black.
Yeah. Do you know where the other guys involved in this are?
I know one stayed with my parents downstairs.
Okay.
The other one, I'm not, at that point in time, I was more focused on him, like he was seeing me and he was coming after me.
So you're saying there's 3 for sure?
Yeah.
That's all, you saw a total of 3 at one time, you saw 3 people together?
Yes,
Okay.
when I went downstairs, I saw 3 shadows.
She details the appearances of the other 2 assailants, whom she asserts were also black males. The detective then brings her back to the one in charge.
Now the first guy who spoke to you, did he have any accent?
None that I could make out.
Was it clear English?
English.
Unbroken?
Unbroken.
No accent?
From the terms he used, I didn't get to pick up an accent, no. He used short phrases.
What did he use?
He sounded Canadian.
I would say, yes, he was born here.
He was born here.
Okay.
She asserts that the second intruder didn't speak, while the third had a Caribbean accent. She then goes on to say she was taken downstairs for a brief moment and saw her parents under guard in the living room. Her father was asked where his wallet was, and he told them it was in the master bedroom. Jennifer was then taken back upstairs alone with 2 of the assailants to help them find it. They don't find the wallet, but instead retrieve a pile of cash from inside the nightstand.
Damn.
Jennifer was then tied to the upstairs banister and left alone as the intruders went back down.
Okay, and she also just said that he was like out in the street.
And the next thing I can hear are them telling my parents to move to the basement.
Okay.
And I'm asking them, why? Where are you going? And my mom's yelling to me, I want my daughter. Why can't my daughter come too? I want my daughter.
Quick question. Okay. Please forgive my ignorance, but if you were just imagine, make this as hypothetical as you possibly can. Knock on wood for this to never happen to you. Okay. Imagine there's a home invasion happening. You have a daughter or a child. You and your husband, or you and your wife, or you and your significant other are being taken downstairs to the basement for whatever reason. Would you say, I want my daughter to come with me? Or I want my child to come with me? Maybe I'm naive. I would not want my child to come see me go to this location in the basement when I don't know, I would not like to think, but I would assume that if I'm going down there, they finna shoot the shit out of me. I would not want my child to see people shoot the shit out of me. Or maybe this was like a mama bear situation. But also, then again, they were ready to kick her out the house. So it's like, or is she trying to like make it seem like her parents like just wanted just to be together? Like, I don't know. That didn't make too much sense to me. But what would y'all do that? Would y'all say that?
Jennifer then hears one of the intruders yell, "You lied to us."
Who do you hear yelling, "You lied to us," or to that
Number
extent?
3.
Number three?
I'm assuming it's to my father, because he was the one asking for the wallet.
Now you hear this commotion downstairs. You said you heard 2 pops. And you heard who scream?
My mom.
Your mom. And what was she screaming? Do you remember?
Couldn't make it out. It
No?
was kind of like a cry yell, so it was just,
Well,
Okay.
She died instantly.
they had made
That's what he
the
said.
first round, or pop, and they had said, okay, that's enough. Let's go.
Who said that? Whose voice is that?
Number 1.
Okay.
Dreadman.
And then I heard one more after that. And they're like, that's enough. Let's go.
Uh-huh.
And again, that's number 1.
Yes.
So what do you hear next? After you hear the scrambling, they're gone. Because you're hearing no more. I gather that's how you assume they're gone, is because you don't hear it. Then you hear your dad.
I reached for my phone at
Okay.
that point.
And you call 911. Okay? When your father exits, you hear the door open. Because you hear your dog, and then you
And then
see...
I can hear like the outside noises,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
like the wind
What?
coming
The
in.
wind.
I just hear my dad. I think he.
This cadence is kind of odd. Well, not kind of. This cadence is pretty odd.
You think that he's sustained some kind of injury because he's not... You can't understand what he's saying. Okay. What about... Can you hear your mom? Okay. Where does your dad go? Do you know where... You never see your dad again until when we're at the hospital. I think that's what you said, right?
I saw him when he was on the gurney.
Is there any reason to suspect, or anything that's happened in the recent weeks leading up, that would have you guys be a target of some type of incident like this?
We live a straightforward, kind of almost routine life.
Whenever Jennifer smiles, it takes her a couple seconds to realize she's not exhibiting the correct behavior, and she then snaps back into her solemn stare.
What, in your opinion, would cause people to target your house to think that there was a large quantity of money?
I'm not sure.
Now, you say your mom drives a Lexus.
It could be because of the aesthetics, yes.
What about your dad?
Aesthetics?
He drives a Mercedes and he loves that baby.
Is that right?
The questions end here, and the detective leaves the room for half an hour to double-check if he needs any more information. After 15 minutes of Jennifer waiting alone, we're gifted with another performance of the startle reflex, only this time it's slightly less convincing. If investigators were certain of Jennifer's innocence, this would have been the first and last time she would have been questioned in such a manner. Police are extremely careful in how they involve victims in investigations as to not cause further unnecessary trauma. But on this particular occasion, it would come as no surprise that Jennifer's psychological well-being was of less concern. She was officially still a victim and witness, but unofficially a leading suspect. She was called back in to give another statement just 2 days later at 9 a.m. She was told the reason was to collect more details, but you'll notice that the line of questioning and the answers they attain have little to no use for anything outside of Jennifer's culpability. The actual reason for this second statement is to collect further information to use against her at a later stage. In this interview alone, they already start the process of cross-examination and start to catch her out in previous lies. Jennifer is still a witness at this moment, and the exchange is void of any direct confrontation. Yet she is still put under a modest amount of pressure, and the holes in her story start to become ever more apparent.
Imagine you seek out the investigators and just implicate yourself. That's what you fucking get. Like, what, bro?
Take that first interview that we had, which was, hours after what had transpired, put it aside. It's almost like we've never spoken before, okay? So we're starting afresh. We're starting from new. That way you're not going to say, I think I already told him that. Don't worry about what you've already told me.
Do you, Jennifer Penn, swear or declare that the evidence that you give in this investigation shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Even that's a lie.
We're going to see if we've learned or if you've remembered anything else. And there's some questions with respect to that statement that I'm going to ask you about. Okay, but I'm going to let you start again, and let's move forward from any time in that day where you want to start. If it's the time you woke up or if it's the time that your first interaction, it's your choice.
Okay, I'm very nervous, and
Why are you nervous? Tell me about why you're nervous.
Because I don't want to say the wrong things. Because that day was a lot.
You're right.
And I've been scattered, and so bits and pieces are here, and some pieces aren't here, and I'm just.
So I want you to.
If she was getting her story straight, she would remember this, right? Or she just wing this whole shit. Like,
Just sit back in your chair, okay? Just sit back in your chair. Take a deep breath, okay? Close your eyes. I'm
also trying to figure out, how did her parents find out that she wasn't, like, going to college and shit? Or all that stuff was a lie? Like, I wonder what happened then. Like, she was just, like, at home or something? Or they probably called, they probably called the school, I don't know.
Follow my line. Just sit back in the chair for a second. Sit back. Relax. Is the best you can. Close your eyes.
Why you show me that? Why you show me that?
Sit back in the chair for a second. Sit back. Relax. Is the best you can. Close your eyes.
All right, I'm looking at the hands.
And just breathe for a minute.
Okay.
Okay?
The most curious detail you've probably come to notice is this. It's known as a self-pacifying gesture. A person who does this is most often uncomfortable and sometimes fearful of what lies ahead. It's a coping mechanism to dissipate stress and afford self-assurance.
What I can remember is when I woke up, I had some breakfast,
She practices on the piano, studies piano history, plays games on her phone, and speaks with her friends on Facebook during the morning hours. Her mom leaves to visit her grandfather at around noon and returns at 3 p.m. to prepare dinner. Her father comes home at around 4:30 from work, and dinner is served 1 hour later. Her mother leaves for line dancing at 7, then returns at 9:30. Jennifer at this point is in bed talking with her friend on
She said 8 in the first time.
the phone, and her father is in the computer room. She then hears her mother loudly call out to her father.
What is she saying?
She's calling him by his name and to come down.
Okay, so give us verbatim. What do you hear her saying?
In Vietnamese, she's like, Hanoi, xuống đây.
She's clearly aware that she has to appear mournful over the subject matter, and sensibly draws out this emotion at the correct moments. Yet what's fascinating is how she's unable to maintain this emotion when inquired over the same elements. In this very moment, she appears completely grief-stricken, but when the investigator inquires further, this supposed grief rapidly dissipates. It's extremely difficult to convincingly act out an emotion while evaluating a question. It requires two completely different parts of the brain, which is why most people can only do one of these things at a time. This is exactly what you see in the next moment, and continuously throughout this interview.
What does that translate to?
Man, I would like to be as keen as looking at stuff like this. Like, just like checking out small details like this, because like, what would happen if somebody, like, I keep saying like a lot, I'm sorry. What would happen if somebody has like something with them that their emotions literally like go back and forth? I wonder if that's a possibility. But I guess in moments like this, that type of nuance is not, I guess, taken in account.
That's my father's name, Han. Come down here.
Does she say anything else associated with that?
I can't hear clearly because like I was on the phone and the TV was on,
Sure.
but that's what I heard.
Is she yelling? Or is it normal?
It's a loud, she's not yelling, but it's a loud tone.
Okay.
She then hangs up the phone with her friend once she hears the commotion.
As I'm hanging up the phone with him, I hear footsteps going up the stairs.
Okay.
But they're heavier footsteps than what is to be expected from my parents.
And that's when you turn the
Jennifer
TV down?
hears unfamiliar voices, so she opens her door to investigate. She has spoken for 2 minutes up to this point without being interrupted, and once again manages to build up her emotion to correlate with a supposedly terrifying event. Yet as soon as the detective interjects with a question, we once again see this emotion dissipate.
I peered out and there was a person in what would have been my brother's room.
And where's your brother's room located?
Just a little bit down the, like I could see from my doorway to his doorway, just a little bit down the hall.
Okay.
The first intruder then robs Jennifer at gunpoint before taking her to the ground floor, where she then sees her parents sitting next to each other.
From where I was standing, my father was sitting on the right and my mother was sitting on the left.
Sitting where?
On a couch, on our couch.
Sitting on the couch. Are they looking out towards you?
No, their backs are towards me.
Okay. And you're now on the ground level? Are you on the floor? Or on the sitting on the
the floor. I'm sitting on the floor.
Okay. All right, where are your hands?
They had tied my hands,
So let's
as
go.
I said.
Let's go back up to the stairs. Remember we said
Her emotional display in seeing her parents in distress gradually faded after each interjection, but you'll now see it completely cease altogether once she realizes that she made her first mistake. Everything she had said up to this point correlated with her initial statement, but she had just forgot to mention that she was first tied up before being taken downstairs, and only brought it up when reminded by the detective.
take the other statement and whatever we've said before.
No, I said it earlier.
She didn't say she was tied up earlier. She completely forgot to mention it and seems to be trying to convince the detective otherwise. It's a moment of slight panic, which becomes far more pronounced when you compare it to her supposed grief-stricken recollection 5 seconds earlier. The detective doesn't challenge this, as it can be used against her at a much later stage, and the main objective at this point is to collect as much conflicting information as possible.
Okay, then we must let's get back to that area. I think you might have touched on it. We went back into the description. So where do you get your hands tied, and where does the string come from?
I'm not sure where the string comes from, but he had the string.
String?
Okay.
String? Like GIMP string? String? What the hell?
And after I gave him my money, that's when he tied my hands.
She is then taken downstairs where she sees her mother being interrogated by the second assailant over the whereabouts of the cash.
So, okay.
According to her first statement, the second assailant never said a word the
Yeah.
entire time.
He had pushed her back onto the couch, and she
Who
kept...
pushed her?
Number 2.
Okay.
But she said he was, well, she didn't mention the couch in the first one. She was like, one of them kept pushing her mom down and telling her to be quiet or something.
He was pushing her back onto the couch. And she kept saying, "Where's my purse? Where's my purse?" And the guy kept telling her to sit down, and I didn't want my mom to get hurt.
Huh?
How many times does she get up and get pushed back down?
I'd say she got up twice.
She got up 2 times with people that she's never seen before with guns pointed at her. She must have been a fearless woman. Rest in peace to moms, man. Rest in peace. What the fuck? I'm assuming that she's lying, but like even so, that's wow.
Has number 2 uttered a word at this point in time?
I can't remember hearing him.
Okay.
You said he didn't say
So
nothing.
we're just correcting what you said earlier, because you said earlier that it was number 2 who was asking where the purse is, what are the purses, and now you've said now it's number 1 guy who would
I'm
initially...
sorry, it's just...
No. It's all a purpose. The purpose here is clarifying what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So number
I
1
just
is...
don't want to...
Number 1 is the one who's doing the talking about the purse. Number 3 is focused on your dad's wallet.
Right.
Okay.
Jennifer continues to make contradictions and is forced to correct herself multiple times after she notices the puzzled gaze from the detective. He inquires over the appearance of assailant number 2, who is wearing a hoodie according to the first statement.
Do you get a good look at number 2 now of what he's wearing?
She said she couldn't
All
see
I
him.
could tell was he had a vest, and his face was like a long oval face.
He had a
You said you couldn't see them. You couldn't see dreadlock guy. That's what she said.
vest?
No, hoodie.
Okay.
Huh? What?
All I could tell was he had a vest, and his face was like a long oval face.
He had a vest?
No, hoodie.
Okay.
Dark hoodie.
Okay. Did you see them recover anything inside your mom and dad's room?
I did not see anything, no.
Are you sure? Because when we spoke the last time, there was some mention of some other money that went missing.
I
Ooh.
believe when they were looking for my father's wallet, they had opened the drawer,
Yeah, she saw
and there
all
was
this.
it was in an envelope
What drawer would that have been in?
if you're at the doorway where I was standing on the left side, the bed's
Where you're standing. You said you were sitting. Oh my gosh, this detective has got her in a doozy.
side table.
Whose side of the bed is it?
That's my mother's side of the bed.
Okay.
More than likely a total coincidence, yet she almost appears to be praying that she gave the correct response. Fortunately for her, she was correct on this occasion.
Oh fuck. Okay.
And approximately how much money?
I'm not sure how much she took out for our trip, but I can only estimate about a few $100s.
Few hundred, because at the time, the last time
Or
you told me, you were pretty adamant about
$1,100.
$1,100. So I'm curious to know how you came up with that number.
Either she knew how much money was in that specific spot. Wait, what if she told them to go to the... Oh, hell no. What if she told them to go to that specific thing to get the 1100? Yo.
I believe because when we were at the border, we stopped at the duty free. My mother was deciding whether to use her U.S. currency or her U.S. currency or her Canadian currency.
Okay.
So it was at that time you remember hearing $1,100? And that's what, is that the inference you're saying? Is that
Canada has
you're
pretty
pretty
good money.
solid
They look
saying that it was
sorry.
1,100?
Sorry, I just wanted to say Canada has very nice looking currency. Shout out to Canada.
$100 that went missing, that was taken, and that you saw it when we spoke.
Cause like, how do you know? If you see $1,100, how do you know that's $1,100? Like specifically $1,100. How do you know 1,100? That's so specific. You can't even see like, well, this is 1,100 U.S. currency. Depending on the currency and if you know the notes, it's like a stack of like ones like this big could literally be like 100. So how do you know if like 1,100? Unless they were just like, I don't know. That sounds so specific.
And who took it?
Number
who
two,
took possession of the money.
Number two, take it.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Think. You're
The
fucked.
detective lets the contradiction slide once more. Jennifer is then brought to the moment where the intruders had just left and she is tied to the upstairs banister.
Let's come back to now. You're being taken to the banister in the upper.
Sorry, I don't remember.
Apologize, okay?
Oh.
I'm going to try and ask you questions to try and clarify points. Okay? If you don't remember, you don't remember. Okay, so there's no apologizing. The only reason you would apologize to me is if you've lied to me.
Oh.
Okay,
No, it's
so
Oh.
then in this case, then don't apologize to me.
I ain't gonna lie. I probably would apologize if I accidentally contradicted myself. But shit, I be saying I'm sorry a lot.
I mean, it's okay. Okay,
But I also wouldn't kill my parents. So
I'm going to ask you questions to clarify points.
Okay.
You're now bound to this to the railing.
banister.
Can you show me? Can you stand up and turn around and tell me? Just show on the camera how your hands are bound and how you are against the railing. You don't have to sit down. I just need to see how you were.
Just tell you.
No.
The only reason that I'm trying to, I need to do this is that I'm also going to ask you is that so take this back take it out of a traumatizing event, which it is, and put yourself into a more clinical position, because I want to see how you could physically get your phone out of your waistband. We're obviously going to need to know that. It's very important. So traumatize away. Now put yourself into just a state of, I need to mechanically show how I can get access to my phone. Okay, because that's obviously very relevant. We know you made the phone call, but questions are going to obviously raise is that if my hands are bound and I'm against the railing, how do I talk to a 911 operator?
Damn.
Okay, so clinically, this is now a clinical demonstration.
And I thought if she said she was on the floor and laying like this and was typing with her nose, that probably would make more sense. But she's tied to a fucking banister.
Just stand up, focus in on how you did it.
All right. Ain't no juice in that cup. Ain't none in
I want
that
you
cup.
to stick that in your waistband as an example. Okay, so take your sweat off, because this will be a very smooth, very quick thing. It's a one-time demonstration. I'm not going to ask you to repeat it.
The two critical parts of this demonstration are where Jennifer states she was tied and the movement of her arms as she takes her phone out of her pocket. The investigator is hoping the mechanics of the two components would be illogical and contradict each other.
I tied my upper arm
Yes?
around the banister,
Yes?
but my hands were bound together.
So your hands bound together, and this is the arm that's the strings wrapped around against the banister? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now how can you get to the phone?
Okay. Uh-huh.
And how do you make the
Now
phone
what?
call?
What?
Whether it be a stroke of luck or that Jennifer had prepared for this moment, this actually made sense.
Really?
Had her arms gone left or the point of restraint been below the elbow, none of this would have been possible. It's perhaps the
Really?
single moment where Jennifer's statement was somewhat beneficial to her defense.
Oh
We
my
know
gosh.
Jennifer was tied up when police arrived, but the assumption was that she had her phone in her hands the entire time and wouldn't have had to retrieve it from her waistband. She can now argue that this portion of her testimony is genuine.
Oh my gosh. How the frick did she do that?
911. And do you talk down like that?
Yes, I'm
How do-
yelling at the phone like this.
What?
And how can you hear?
I turned the volume on max.
Yes.
How?
So that's exactly the way that you're talking to her
Hold on.
against the railing.
How in the hell? How? Maybe I'm just like a brolic person or something. That don't make no damn sense. To me, if you like this and you take it out your thing and then you bring it all the way over here, and he just, oh, how in the, you know what? Whatever, Jennifer. What the fuck ever. It's flexible, I guess.
Okay, that's good enough. Sit down.
Jennifer is then brought back to the moment just before she heard the gunshots.
At this point, I started hearing my parents get up. And they're moving. And my mom's yelling, "Where's my daughter? I want my daughter. Where's my daughter?"
Okay.
And I'm yelling, "Mom, I'm here."
Okay.
Here. Jennifer, take a Kleenex and just
Blow that lion nose.
take a minute.
You'll
Cried.
notice that she doesn't wipe her eyes or blow her nose, just buries her face in the tissue, which the detective later testified remained completely dry.
Okay. So we're now down in the basement. They're down in the. You know your parents are down in the basement.
I heard pop.
One
And
pop.
then my mom. I heard her squeal.
Said two
Multiple
pops.
pops occur thereafter before she hears the intruders leave through the front door.
Once the door closed, I heard my father. He ran up the stairs, and all I could hear was moaning.
Thought he went outside.
Yeah. Once I heard him starting to move, that's when I pulled out the phone and I was trying to call 911.
This is untrue. She only realized her father was alive midway through the 911 call. And in that exact moment, you can actually hear genuine fear in her voice compared to her fabricated panic the moment before.
Some people broke into our house and paid us all his money. And I came from my parents yelling downstairs. Please, ma'am, where are you? What? Avenue. Avenue Road. Yes. Can you spell the street name for me, please? Dad?
The final part of this statement is collecting information to set up the main strategy for Jennifer's interrogation that will take place 10 days later. They go through Jennifer's past and gather intel to lay the foundation for what's known as the how and why solution, which will be explained in further detail at a later stage.
What I want to do now is I want to go into your past, okay? And start talking about things that have been going on with you.
The detective now morphs into a therapist, and what's fascinating is how Jennifer doesn't once question the new line of inquisition. Many argue that it was the first time Jennifer was even asked about such matters, giving reason for her willingness to open up. This may have been the first time in her life she was able to process her frustrations and vent to someone who appeared to care.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow.
The first topic is her parents, and the expectations and pressures she was under to succeed, which led to her faking her grades and then her college degree as to not be a disappointment.
How did you feel about that? How did you feel about having to lie to your parents?
I felt guilty, but every time I tried to bring it up, there was just so much expectation.
Did you have any resentment towards them for this?
I chose what I chose, but in the end, I chose my family.
I chose what I chose? Okay.
She just referred to the ultimatum she was given by her father. The choice to live at home and go back to school, or be completely cut off by her parents and live with her boyfriend. Information gathering on Jennifer's past goes on for roughly 2 hours and 20 minutes.
You know what's crazy? It's like how, if you were able to devise a plan, or not just devise a plan, or just like you were able to have this secret boyfriend for 8 years, you were able to do this whole facade of you fake graduating, fake grades, fake this, fake that. If you have the cognitive abilities to do all of this and keep this up for as long as you can, why would you? My question is, how can someone with a brain like that to skate around the strict rules of your parents? If they tell you to go to school and then come home just to go to school, how are you not able to devise a plan to just skirt by those type of rules too? Like, how come this was the boiling point where you think you need to kill your family? And I'm just like asking, I'm just like, is this a sense of like she just got tired of faking and just wanted to fake one last time with this, thinking she's gonna just get away with this? Like, I don't understand how somebody can think that they can just get away with this shit. I don't know.
The detective then ends the exchange by putting her under some pressure. It's not a direct confrontation, but it's by far the most uncomfortable position she's been in up to this point. The detective subtly switches back to the home invasion and how the intruders were able to gain access without breaking in.
Like you didn't hear a doorbell, you didn't hear a door knock, you didn't hear a door kicked in.
Yeah, she let them in.
I said I was watching TV on the phone. I don't know
Just
how.
open the door.
Yeah, I know. We went over that back and forth. We don't know how. So somehow they got into your house by getting through your mom down on the lower level, right? Because she's the only one who's down there.
She was the only one down there.
So it's very confusing. Generally, random events
Aren't as
are
seamless
not,
as
in
this.
most cases, random. There's a rhyme or reason why they've come to your house. But from what you've told me inside the house, the only thing that you hear them saying to you is they're looking for money. They're not looking for a specific quantity of money?
No.
So you're telling me that you had no involvement in what happened, meaning not saying how the outcome came, but you had no involvement in any type of illegal activity that would have drawn you or the attention of you to have bad people come to your house looking for large sums of money. Because the question obviously stands, Jennifer, is you're upstairs and they're downstairs.
No.
Right? So it's a natural concern why would they leave you alone? Why would they not do the same to you? You can't answer that question?
The only thing I can say is he said I cooperated. But I asked him to take me.
The number
with my
one
mom.
guy? The
You
number one
asked
guy
him
said
to
you
take you?
cooperated. Okay,
What?
who's to say this whole thing isn't a lie? That what you're telling me is a lie?
Gotcha.
Because if you are lying, it's the most cold-blooded thing that I've ever faced in my life.
I see at this point they're not they know they know, because that would be like a crazy thing to say if she wasn't. Hey, you got Jennifer. It's done. You're done. You're done. You're done. Jennifer, you're done.
There is nothing that you've said to me today is a lie. Now, back to another very difficult question.
All right.
But if I don't ask it, I'm going to be. It's an obvious one. The resentment that you may have had towards your parents for the interference in your relationship and your life, and essentially locking you down in your house.
At the end of the day, I love my parents and I chose to be with them. And if I wanted to, I could have just left, but I didn't. I wanted to stay with them and take care of them.
Well, in a sick and twisted way, you sure as hell took care of them. Sick, bro. It's just sick.
So this wasn't some evil plot that you thought up to.
Oh my God, no.
Oh my gosh, no!
No interaction, no belief, no, you did.
Oh my gosh, no! First of all, the fact that this investigator like put two and two together like that, and then just made this jump into a conclusion, and he's right. That's an investigator if I ain't ever seen one before.
Didn't have anything to do with this thing at all whatsoever.
Oh my gosh,
You don't
no!
engage in illegal activity.
No.
No, she don't. She don't. It's her first
'Cause you
illegal
know that it'll be
activity.
very easily. It will be a very easy thing to discredit you on, right? We're in the process of trying to add credibility to what you tell us, and that's through the process of asking people and doing whatever. Through that same process, it will be very easy to find the flaws in what you've said, which again then turns the focus back to you. Okay?
I don't.
It's a natural progress. It's a natural thing that investigators do. We eliminate people, or we draw our attention to them. It's a natural thing. It's not brain surgery. Okay?
Okay.
The detective leaves the room for 20 minutes to allow Jennifer to stew in her own thoughts before they end the statement. He comes back to add one last bit of psychological pressure that he carefully disguises as reassurance. Jennifer will leave
Damn,
terrified,
girl.
but still believe the police are on her side.
Okay, we're done, essentially.
Not her standing up.
How you feeling?
Oh, she knows she's
I'm
cooked.
sorry, you really scared me.
Did I? What did I scare you about? Sit down.
Sit down. Calm
Take
down.
a load off. Tell me how you're feeling.
Drink some of that
and
Dr.
how I
Pepper.
scared you.
Go ahead.
I don't want you walking away from here thinking I'm evil. I want you to walking around from here thinking that this guy is helping investigate my mom's murder, and he's going to turn over every stone possible to make sure that we catch the people who do that. That's what I want you feeling. So I don't want you walking away from here thinking that I scared you, or I'm a bad man. Sometimes we have to ask very, very difficult questions, but it's my job. Okay? You're our only link. You're it. Until your dad is back and being able to be spoken to, right now you're our only link to this case.
Her father had bullet fragments lodged in his face that doctors couldn't remove, and a shattered neck bone. At the time of this interview, the consensus was that if he did regain consciousness, he would be useless as a witness due to irreversible brain damage.
Oh my gosh.
So we may rely on you heavily until we can speak to your father. Okay? So don't be afraid. If you've told the truth, the last thing you should be afraid of is anything. If you've told the truth and you've been truthful through this whole process, then you're helping. You're doing your part. Okay? And don't be afraid of me.
I'm just afraid because, I know everything is just all pointing negatively right now, and I don't understand why. I feel that, the way you're speaking to me, it's kind of like, I know you said that you had to say those things, but it's here, and I've already said it to the special victims yesterday, but there's ideas in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid to say it out loud.
What do you mean?
But
what do you mean ideas?
Ideas about speculation of what happened, how it happened. Unfortunately, at times some of us have to point the finger, seem like we're pointing the finger, and it really is just to provoke you to see what you're going to do, how you're going to respond. Okay? So it's only a question, and it's been answered. And if you've been truthful, okay, you have nothing to fear. Absolutely nothing. Okay?
Police kept Jennifer under close observation from this point forward. A surveillance detail was assigned to track her every movement, and she was even monitored at her mother's funeral 3 days later. According to reports, she was emotionless the majority of the time, only showing what appeared to be feigned grief at certain moments.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was pretty just stone-faced at my dad's funeral. I can never really pinpoint what somebody's reaction is to I guess their reaction or non-reaction when it comes to funerals and stuff, because it's because you always see different people at a funeral, and some people are crying, some people are also stone-faced, some people have the shades on. But I guess since we're this is the case about her, pinpointing that small detail, I do deem it a little necessary.
She never shed a single tear and kept her eyes to the floor or completely shut for the entirety of the service. Jennifer's father had in fact awoken from his induced coma the day prior and miraculously seemed to remember everything from the night of the incident.
Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Bro, hold on. Pause. Quick. Bro, what would you do if you survived this and you can remember everything that happened, and you look at the person that did this in the face, and that person is your offspring? I don't know what I would do. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna definitely be furious, mad as hell. My daughter need to go somewhere. But then it's like a and I'm not saying this. I would say for me, if I was just, this is a pretty uncomfortable conversation to have. So say, let's put this in a hypothetical. So say that damn, how am I gonna word this? I'm gonna word this like this. If my parenting was so suffocating to the point that my child would be down to try and devise a whole plan to get me up out of this earth, there'll be two types of feelings. The feeling is, I am afraid of my daughter. She need to go somewhere. The second feeling is, this is going to be the craziest self-reflection that is ever like recorded. That's I would say that's after like the dust settles, but I don't think the dust is ever going to settle about this, because like you're not supposed to devise a plan to kill your parents. But I'm just trying to see the perspective or the other side. It's like, yo, I wanted this so bad for my family that my daughter literally tried to get me killed and killed my wife, her mom. And I'm like asking him, like, I don't really think there is a time for that self-reflection, because my wife is dead. A daughter tried to kill me too. We still got to find other people. And all this stuff that's going on. And I'd say it is a very uncomfortable conversation, but whenever the time is to have any type of self-reflecting moments, it has to be on the pendulum of importance, a little bit down, because my wife is dead and the daughter is a part of it. But I want to ask, like, what do you guys like? What I'm not trying to ask, like, of course, knock on wood again, but like, what would your thought process be? And I'm not blaming. Well, I'm not trying to blame like the parents in this instance, because again, you shouldn't devise a plan to kill your parents, to murder them. You shouldn't do that. But I just want to know, what are your guys' minds is at? And if it's just like, she shouldn't have killed them, and that's just it, then that can just be it. And that honestly could just be it. I would like to see what you guys say. I don't know. I don't want to come off as victim blaming, and I hope it doesn't. But I was just thinking of like, is it possible for that other side or other thoughts to come into your head while still like having the feeling of like, yo, my daughter need to go to jail. I ain't gonna lie. She gotta go somewhere, or try and rehabilitate something, because that still is his daughter. But then again, it's all different types of factors into it. I'm open to seeing what the comments are gonna say. I'm like actually like kind of like, ooh, did I say something wrong? I don't know. But Jennifer, you're fucked.
He would give an official statement in secret on November 16th,
Ooh.
and multiple parts of his story contradicted what Jennifer had told police.
Oh
the
my
most
gosh.
significant detail was that she was never tied up, but instead walking around freely and talking with the intruders as if they were
What?
friends. He actually spoke with Jennifer over the phone, but was informed by investigators to act amnesic and not to confront her, only to ask her if she thought her ex-boyfriend was behind it. She stated that she was almost certain he wasn't. The only issue with Hahn's statement was that he had suffered minor brain damage from the gunshot, which could be used by a defense team to refute his testimony in court, or even get it thrown out altogether.
But also, would it be? Oh my goodness! But so if they couldn't use his like statement, right, and he's alive, they're gonna send Jennifer back to him. If she, I don't even know if she. I don't know if she got convicted or something. Like, what if she like gets acquitted of this? Where would she go? She wouldn't go back to her dad, would she? That would be a crazy turn of events.
Furthermore, it was essentially his word against Jennifer's, and their turbulent relationship would also work greatly in the defense's favor. York Regional Police knew they needed a confession for the best possible chance at securing a conviction, so they assigned their most experienced investigator to conduct Jennifer's interrogation. She was called back into the Markham Police Station on the 22nd of November at 2:30 p.m., a week and a half after the incident took place.
So just for the record, it is the 22nd of November 2010. We're at the 5 District Station in the town of Markham. My computer right now says 2:39 in the afternoon. Okay. Just for the record, my name is Detective William Gates. You can just call me Bill here today. And what do you like to be called?
Jen.
Jen? Yep. What do you prefer, Jen or Jennifer?
Doesn't know.
Either or? Okay. So Jen, you're aware that the audio tape and everything's on. It's the same as last time. Okay, you've been here on 2 other occasions, I understand, on the 9th of November and I believe again on the 11th of November. Is that correct? Okay. And do you know why we're here today?
Just to discuss stuff.
Yeah, regarding what?
This is sick. This is really sick.
So what happened at my home?
Okay. And as a result of that home invasion, your father, Pan, was actually shot, and your mother, Pan, was actually killed. Is that correct? Yeah, you'll have to speak up a little bit just so I can hear you.
Speak up, Jennifer.
Okay.
What's unique about this interrogator is how he immediately adopts a no-nonsense approach, yet manages to build rapport and remain sympathetic at the same time. You'll see that he has far less patience compared to the previous investigator, yet seems to create a stronger connection with the suspect. It's a hard thing to explain, but easily observed as you'll soon find out.
So that's what we're going to discuss here today.
Jennifer this time around is read her rights to silence rather than her rights as a witness. If she knew anything about the law in Canada, she would be wise to the fact that she is now a suspect. Fortunately for the investigator, she remains completely naive to the situation throughout the opening phase of the interrogation, making her far more susceptible to the strategy he is about to employ.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, just hold on a second. Okay, we're having technical difficulties here. Okay, so that's why they interrupted me. What we're going to do is, if you don't mind holding tight there, I'm just going to move my equipment to the other room. Okay, and then I'll come over and we'll move over there. Next door, okay?
I'm just not comfortable being on my own.
What?
Okay, I'm going to be right here, though. Okay?
With respect to interrogations, it's common knowledge that the psychological manipulation begins before a single word is spoken. The physical layout of the room is designed to accelerate the sense of discomfort and isolation, and it's fascinating to observe how each interrogator has their own unique methods of setting the tone. Knowing how this interrogation plays out allows us to realize this detective's procedure. The considerable distance between him and the suspect will keep her relaxed enough to be influenced by Phase 1. But this same distance will intensify the pressure once he eventually closes it during Phase 2. You'll notice this detective is slow with his first strategy, but swift with the second. He takes his time in building trust and establishing rapport. Yet once this initial connection is secured, the transition to aggression will be abrupt and ever increasing from that point forward. Jennifer takes a seat in the room 15 minutes since she was first informed of her rights.
And also, Jennifer don't seem like she can keep up a facade when she gets confronted. Because remember when the dude was interrupting her and she was all crying, and then she was like, no, okay, my goodness.
It's important to note that she is still free to leave at any time at this point. She is unknowingly a suspect, but not under arrest.
Interesting.
So just for the record, this room is being videotaped and audio taped, just like the other one, okay?
Sure, like backrooms footage.
I'm just going to grab my chair from across the way, okay? Okay.
The detective goes through Jennifer's history of teaching piano and her earlier years of high-level figure skating, which was cut short due to injury.
If you didn't get injured, would you still be doing it?
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. So that's nice. And did you, as far as that, did you do like competition skating or? Okay. And how did you do with that?
I wasn't at the top of the pack, but just the middle average.
Yeah, so that's good though. But you did actually enjoy it.
I mean, she
It
looked
was more
pretty
than
fucking
just
good.
going for competition. You enjoyed actually doing it.
I was petrified of the competition.
Okay. All right. Do you have any students right now? Or?
No.
Okay. And why not?
The students I were teaching, they went to high school and lost interest.
Oh, okay.
All of them?
Yeah, too big for piano. Yeah, I took it in grade school too, but I think I went to grade 7 in it, I think. When I was in grade 7, I stopped taking it, but
Nah, for real. I used to do piano too. I stopped. So, did you kill your parents or not, Jennifer?
I still remember Swans on the Lake. I know how to play that, that's about it.
The detective
could play
then
hot
goes
cross
through
buns.
Jennifer's work history as a
Shit.
server before touching on her future plans in education. Jennifer mentions that she plans to go by her parents' wishes and pursue a career in healthcare, at which point the primary strategy is initiated: the how and why solution. The detective gradually begins to shift the blame away from the suspect and onto another set of circumstances that prompted the suspect to commit the crime. He starts developing a theme that will afford her a psychological justification in doing it. And
Imagine somebody like partaking in like true crime so much so that they commit a crime and just do everything right off of what they've learned from true crime. Has anybody ever thought about that? I hope this is the first time that's asked.
this theme will be further established as the interrogation progresses. It starts off subtle so that she remains oblivious to the agenda.
It's like having an intruder drills in class, and like, you know where I'm getting at?
Now, if you could pick any job yourself, I'm not talking about anybody else, but if you could pick for yourself, what would it be?
I'm going to be a piano teacher when I come home. But in the daytime, I'd like to have a simple, maybe like a lab technician job, just
That ain't simple. What the fuck?
8 hours a day, and then come home and teach piano.
Okay.
This is an answer the detective was hoping for. Jennifer's preferred career choice is at odds with what her parents wanted, so he
Okay.
now builds on the concept of the overly controlling parent and the unfair limitations it causes the child.
The fact that they like literally like these investigators like catch on to something that can be kind of small in detail, and they like maneuver their questioning and end up being right. Like, that's probably the reason why they professionals. Actually, no, it is a reason why they professionals.
He then links this concept with the subject of Jennifer's boyfriend and how she was kept from seeing him.
Now, eventually you were discussing Daniel. What happened with that relationship?
He was selling that wham.
I hid it from my parents at first. They didn't agree with me having a boyfriend.
Okay.
And once they found out, they didn't like the fact that he was of mixed race.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
And they told me to stop seeing him.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. And how did that make you feel?
That he was the person who just filled an empty void for me.
That's so sad.
So I felt that a part of me was missing.
Oh, my gosh.
When you broke up, you felt the part was missing? Is that what you're saying?
When they first told me to stop seeing him, stop talking to him, I felt like a part of me was missing, and I fell into a little bit of depression.
Okay. How did they find out?
One day when my mother came to pick me up, she saw me with him. He had dropped me off
Okay. Dropped you off.
at Pacific Mall, and my mother was coming to pick me up from Pacific Mall.
Okay. And somehow they saw each other, I guess?
Oh, my mother saw me hugging, kissing goodbye.
Okay.
Oh,
That gave it
okay.
away. What happened next then?
I tried to bring him home. My mother at first was like, bring him home, let us meet him. When I brought him home, they automatically didn't like him for some reason.
Okay.
And that's when they told me to stop seeing him.
Okay. So you were told to
That's gotta
stop
suck.
seeing him. So what happened then?
At first, I stopped for a while. But like I said, I just felt really empty, and I felt just depression, and
Okay.
I started talking to him again.
Jennifer then goes on to explain in further detail how she carried on the relationship in secret and how it became more and more of a struggle hiding it from her parents.
Now, how has Daniel taken it when your parents said that you couldn't see him anymore? How did he take it?
He was hurt.
Yeah. And how did you feel?
Also hurt.
Also hurt. Okay.
She then goes on to explain that she was living with Daniel at his parents' house for 2 years, while her own parents thought she was studying at a university.
Oh,
And
wow.
his parents were, I guess, more liberal than your parents.
His parents, they loved me.
Yeah, okay. And they recognized that you loved each other.
Jennifer recounts how she bought a fake diploma for $500 to show her parents, and the
What in the hell? I did not know that fake diplomas costed that much money.
many other avenues she went down to keep the lie going.
My
She
gosh.
eventually gets to the day she was found out.
How did you end up back home, I guess?
They called up my friend, who I said I was staying with, in the middle of the night, and she was groggy and forgot what day it was, and so she's like, "Isn't she home?" And I wasn't home.
Okay. She messed up.
Damn.
I don't blame her a bit.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer then goes on to explain the ultimatum she was given and the restrictive measures that were put in place so that she wouldn't be able to see her boyfriend.
So how has that felt, being under those guidelines for the last 18 months?
It was okay. It wasn't the best feeling in the world because, I just felt like trapped.
Okay.
You felt so much so that you wanted to kill them.
But,
Okay.
It's what I chose to be with my family.
Okay. And so you made a choice between what?
Living out on my own with Daniel and staying home with my parents.
Did you feel you really had a choice or not?
There was no choice because family always comes first.
Really? Okay.
And where do you get that from? Where do you get that belief?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So family's number one?
Yes.
The detective then brings up Jennifer's earlier assertion of being depressed and then affiliates it with the restrictive measures she was living under.
Did you ever feel that they expected too much of you? How so?
Comparison to other people.
Okay. So who would
Yeah.
they compare you to?
I ain't gonna lie. Being compared to people when you're growing up fucking sucks. It really does. I'm sorry to the people that get compared to like just other people by your parents. It really sucks. My heart goes out to you. That don't mean you should kill them though.
Like classmates, clubmates, cousins.
Okay. And so some of them have been successful recently? Okay. And what did they say to you?
Wish you could have been that person.
Okay. So that's pretty hard, right? Hard
Yes.
to take for you?
Oh my gosh.
What I've heard all my life. Nothing.
Did you ever feel like, I know you're smart and they believe you're very smart, but did you ever feel you weren't as smart as what they thought that you were?
Yes.
Okay, I get that feeling, that it's pretty tough to live up to their expectations. Okay, like your dad ultimately would like to see you be like a doctor. Those were pretty high standards for anybody. Not everybody can be a doctor.
You know what's interesting about that whole like parents wanting their kids to become something? And another question for you all out there. So what would happen if like you fulfill your parents' dreams and like they still don't like care about your autonomy or well-being? Like I'm imagining like someone wants their child to become a doctor, and the best doctor, they fuck around and be like a a brain surgeon or something, or anesthesiologist, things where high stress like happens so much so that they are like so stressed out that they like need some, at least some parental guidance and some support. What will happen if their parents won't give them that support still? You know what I'm saying? It's like being at the whim of somebody else's like dreams and their feelings and their own bandwidth to actually give a fuck about you. It sucks. Like imagine like you are so slumped with work, this is that and the third. You go to your parents thinking that they would understand what's going on or try to comfort you, and imagine they still express the same type of I don't care about your feelings, just get the job done type of sentiments, even up until you're like, say, like 30 or 40 years old. Like that would fucking suck, bro. Like just like the fact that, and say like their parents are like in the mindset of like, oh, I gave birth to you, I fed you, I clothed you, you owe me the dream that I want to live through you. And that entitlement to their child's life can't be transformed into like, okay, I fulfilled the dream that you want. I have repaid what I owed. You owe me support. Even though it's like, it's not really, should be like an owing thing. You should just support your children. Like that's also something I think about. It's just like once you get to the finish line, or the quote unquote finish line, then what? And the only reason why you're at this finish line is because of this entity or this, what your parents want. And they can't even give you some support in that. It's like, oh yeah, I supported you. I put clothes in your back. I fed you. This, that, and the third. I paid for your school. Yeah, the school that you wanted me to attend to so I can fulfill your dream. You know? It's really, not me unpacking some fucking trunk. Let me calm down.
Okay. But they may have acted like you could have done it no problem. Their expectations were so high that few people would be able to reach that expectation. I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about anybody. And it started at a young age.
The detective further explores the stresses of living with overly strict parents, and Jennifer explains in further details the way she would cope, which for the most part was lying about her grades and living a double life with her boyfriend.
How did it feel having to lie to them all those years?
It's really hard. Really hard. Like I wanted to tell them, but it just...
And also, like, we're taking Jennifer out of this equation. I'm just talking about like someone being in the center of like, not helicopter parents, but just like parents that just expect so much from you, want you to like just be so good, so this, so this, so this, so this, and not even care about your what you actually want. It's like these, and the thing that makes it so fucked up, it's like these parents want their kids to be something just so the parents can brag about them to their parent friends or to whatever. It's just like, it's really annoying. And I may be unpacking some trauma here, but it's like, yo, you gave birth to a whole human. All you care about is what you can say about said human to your other people. Like you only care about what your friends think, and not give a fuck about what your offspring thinks, but then hold over their head of you literally doing what you're supposed to do as a parent. Like that don't sound any bit of silly, any bit of nonsense. Regardless of even how smart you are or claim to be. It's like you're so smart to achieve all this stuff yourself. You have a child, and I guess all that smart stuff just goes out of the way, because the whole kill is like, I'm sure when you, the parent, were in the shoes of the child, you probably felt some type of way too. The only thing that may be, and I'm saying maybe, be the differentiation of you and your kid is that you finished the job because you thought you finishing this job was going to alleviate whatever type of trauma, pain, and it's just gonna like you finally reach the finish line to make your parents proud. Then something else may come. Who's to say living for who's to say living for your parents and their approval means you're guaranteed any type of freedom for real? Because what will happen if you spend all this time going to school to become the best damn doctor you can? Some things may go further. They might start saying like, oh, start putting other things like, oh, why aren't you in a house yet? Why don't you have your own car? Why are you in an apartment? You know you're not getting this, that, and the third. Or like, when will you have children? Like, it's just like, bro. It's like you're just putting all this shit onto me. Not me, sorry. You're putting all this shit onto your child. And you can't even just utter, hey, how was your day? But like the questions that come into your mind is, oh, how are your grades? Oh, when are you gonna buy that house? Oh, when you gonna give me grandchildren? Like, you can't ask your kid, how was your day? How are you feeling? It's just like, bro, it's a bunch of just, I want you to do this. I want you to do this. I'm expecting you to do this. I'm expecting you to do this. And also not even realizing that the whole world is literally crumbling. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you were able to buy your house that you have had for 30 years for $100,000, and you're expecting me to buy this same house that you're probably going to sell for $450,000. You expect me to buy that as if like I'm in your position in the time of where that can actually happen. And then people just talk about, oh, my grandparents did this, my grandparents. Well, guess what? Grandparents back then were able to afford 3 secret families off of one single salary. I just don't understand, like, why is the nuance never understood or found out about? Let alone asking your kid, how was their day? How are they feeling mentally? I think I just went on a rant and I just like went on a tangent. My apologies. Well, you caught me. And I still believe you shouldn't kill your parents. But again, my heart goes out to any child who has to feel like they have to live in the shadow of their parents' approval. And if you are comfortable in doing that, I pray that you get the approval that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, like I hope you get to fulfill whatever type of purpose that you would like to. And I just hope you're able to do that without too much stress. You know what I'm saying? It took me about year 3 in this to hear I'm proud of you from my parents. So, hey.
They always look down in disappointment.
And now we're in year 5. So, yay, I guess.
Okay. I'm sure there were days when you actually planned that this is the day I'm going to tell them, and then you just couldn't spit it out.
The opening strategy of the how and why solution has now been executed. A connection has been attained, and the desired narrative established. The next phase of the interrogation is about to commence.
Yeah, we about to get on your ass.
Which is first set up by a 2-step strategy. Step 1 is to induce fatigue. Step 2 is to induce fear.
Oh, shit. Damn. This is shit. I need to find out what investigators do to become investigators. Because it's a lot of tactics.
When's the last time you spoke to your dad?
Oh, my.
This morning, just to see if my brother had made it into school.
Okay. And what have you and your father discussed about this case?
Ooh.
He just asked me if Daniel was behind it.
Okay.
And I told him I don't know 100%, but I don't think he did.
I don't know 100%, but I don't.
Why would he ask that?
Because he believes that we still talk and that he would go to any length to be with me.
Okay. And what do you think about that?
What the hell?
I know that he's moved on, so I don't think he would go to these lengths to be with me when he's already moved on.
The detective has Jennifer go through the entire incident once more, but unlike the first investigator, offers no reassurance nor consolation.
Damn.
Jennifer starts fake crying again, yet this time is given no tissues to wipe away her non-existent tears.
Wiping on your
Now,
cardigan.
Do you think there's any reason why they tied you up and didn't tie your parents up?
Jennifer, you were asked a question.
I don't know.
Does that seem odd to you? Why does it seem odd?
Because I was away up here separated from him the whole time.
And does it make sense that they would leave a witness behind? If they were going to kill somebody? Does that make sense?
Does that make sense, Jennifer?
I guess
Just thinking about it. Would it make sense for somebody that was going to kill somebody to leave a witness behind that could describe them? Does that make common sense for killers?
it's not.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was a mistake they made then?
I don't know. They kept saying that they're running out of time, and it just.
It doesn't take a long time to kill someone, though, does it?
I know. I don't know.
Shit, I don't know.
Jennifer's dramatics intensify as the discussion of the home invasion continues. She's trying to give off the nonverbal cue that she wants to move past the incident. The detective doesn't respond, but continues to go over the different stages of the night in more detail. He jumps from the beginning to the end to the middle, back to the end, and then back to the beginning again. None of this is for the purpose of information gathering. He is inducing mental fatigue as to diminish Jennifer's critical thinking. This is often done before a direct confrontation, as it can diminish the suspect's ability to consider the long-term consequences of a decision. Jennifer will get stressed and tired, not because she is traumatized by the event being recited, but because it's exhausting keeping up such an act when it's not genuine, and this performance eventually starts to dwindle and becomes gradually less convincing.
How did the conversation end with that?
I heard my mother calling for my father.
Okay. And then what?
Have to go through this again.
Yes.
Okay. When you went to bed, was your mom home yet?
She'd just gotten home, and I went down. I told her I'd be right back, and I went down. I said hi to her, and I went back up to my room.
Okay. Were you injured at all during the whole process?
Not really.
Okay. Not really anything? No. Okay.
You would think that she would probably say, like, the reason why I was tied up and nothing happened to me was because they were probably preoccupied downstairs when they shot my parents and wanted to get out of there as fast as possible, leaving her behind. Couldn't she just say that? And like they just forgot because they probably came in to try to rob and they weren't supposed to shoot the person. That's usually how robberies go, unless they're trying to actually kill somebody. I don't know, man. I don't rob, so.
Step 2 of the confrontation setup will now commence. The detective employs what is known as the futility technique. He will tell Jennifer that he has an abundance of resources at his disposal, and even fabricate much of what he asserts. He's indirectly telling the suspect it is useless to resist due to the overwhelming evidence against her.
Now, the reason why I'm here today, okay, is that I'm an expert, okay, in what we call truth verification.
Truth verification.
I talk to thousands of people, okay? And I basically know when somebody's not being straightforward with me, okay? I can tell by the language they use, how they answer the questions, their body language, how they treat the question, that something's wrong here, okay? This doesn't make sense.
The detective then gives Jennifer an 8-minute narrative on police tactics and forensic technology, some of which is embellished, but for the most part true. He then asserts that police are able to use infrared satellite imagery to see the occupants inside a household. This is entirely false.
And basically, if people are moving around in a house, it's like an x-ray, okay? And
wait, hold on, I thought the military got that shit. Don't the military got that?
Basically, we're able to tell, you know, are those movements, are those actions, that number of people consistent with the story that we've been told? Are the people in the positions that the witnesses are telling us they were in?
That don't even make sense in this context anyway. So I see why it's false, but like that would mean like somebody would literally have to be over the house while this is happening in real time. Damn, that actually worked?
Or are they different?
She don't know
And if they're
shit about
different,
law
why are they
enforcement, huh?
different? But what a question becomes.
I don't either, but...
And so at the end of the day, okay, there's so many resources available to me that at the end of the day, I'm going to know if a person's telling me the truth or not.
No way he just bullshitted this and got her...
Detective is now about to initiate the confrontation, but first brings the entire setup full circle by reestablishing the notions of reasoning and rationale. The suspect is fatigued and scared, but still needs to feel the detective is on her side.
Now, I can tell you that nothing surprises me in this job, okay? I am well aware that anybody on this earth is capable of making a mistake, okay? I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're a priest. I don't care if they're a school teacher. I don't care what the situation is. Given a certain set of circumstances, everyone has the capability, Jennifer, of making a mistake.
I agree. I ain't making this mistake, though, but I agree.
The wrong thing, okay? The key, though, when I talk to people is when they made a mistake, okay, that's one thing, right? The key is to not keep making the same mistake and to get that information out and get it off their chest, okay? You understand what I'm saying?
No.
So at the end of the day, from this case, and I can tell you I've spent literally a week on this case, going over information after information, accessing all the sources, speaking to every other expert on the case. And at this point, Jennifer,
we got you.
I know that you've not been truthful with the police, okay? You've not told us everything that you know, purposely. You've spent a considerable amount of time in the last 7
Oh my gosh, he's scooting up so slowly.
years telling half-truths. And I can understand why, okay? You've had a tough life. What's happened to you, to me, equates to abuse.
Yes.
And all the stresses that you've had and forced to lie, I can understand why you did it, okay? But you're in another situation here where you're under another tremendous amount of stress. And it doesn't feel good inside, does it? It breaks down the person that you are. Because at the end of the day, you're a good person. I know that. You've got a good heart. In this case, though, you've made mistakes, okay? And you're involved in this. I know that, okay? There's no question about it. The only question right now is, are you going to keep making mistakes? Are you going to go on the route that you've gone on over the years and try to pretend that things happen that never happened? Okay, are you going to not face reality here? We know that you're involved. We've done our homework, okay?
Oh, done her homework. The homework that Jennifer did not do. See what happens when you do your homework? It's just crazy, man.
We have to resolve that now, here today. I need to know from you what really happened. And I know why this has happened. You have spent your whole life trying to live up to expectations that you can't meet okay? And it stressed the hell out of you. You're a 24-year-old woman being treated like a 15-year-old, okay? You've never done anything that terrible in your life, but you're being treated like you have. You're not being treated like the adult that you are. Yes, you made some mistakes, big deal. You're not the first person that has gone out and not told their parents that they're dating a guy, because in your culture they don't accept it. I understand that. I've talked to people in here that have kept that secret for their whole life from their parents. Okay, so that's not abnormal, but that puts a lot of stress on you, right? That's not easy for you, is it? No. Now,
one thing that does kind of like scratch my brain, and we're going to add to some more talking about this, is that how bad can a situation be to where your thought to get out of the situation is to devise a plan to kill your parents? When you have an ultimatum to stay under the roof of your parents, go to school, and still be under this strict rule system, or go live and be free with your boyfriend without any help from your parents. It's like, where does somebody get the thought of murder? Like, I don't, like, I still don't know where someone can get that thought. Because, like, people don't just go away. It's 2010. This isn't like 1960s where a cold case, shit, there's like cold cases being opened up years, decades after it happened. It's like people don't, but it's like people, in this case, she helped devise this plan, and also with the people who did this shit. But you're able to think about this plan, but not in case you get caught, or you just have this whole intricate plan to off your parents, but when it comes to keeping your story straight, you just fumbled at the goal line like that. But I guess this does go to show, like, I don't know, like it boggles my mind. Like, why the fuck did you do that?
what we need to get down to here today, Jen, is what really happened. You need to tell me what went on.
Tell the truth.
Because you know who was in that house that night.
Yes, you do.
And there's no question about that. Okay?
You know.
While remaining empathetic and understanding, the detective still needs to keep Jennifer's confidence low. He watches for denials and stops them immediately. Letting the suspect deny her guilt will only increase confidence and morale. This needs to be stripped away as much as possible, as early as possible.
There's no question about it, okay?
The focus is kept from the magnitude of the crime and concentrated on the justifications of why someone would commit it.
Yes, their intentions might have been good, but they're not realistic. They're not, Dan, were they? Jen? Their expectations weren't realistic, were they? You couldn't live up to them, could you? You tried to. Right? Am I right? And finally you had to bite back, right? You had no other choice. You felt like you had no other options. This is
crazy.
Canada. We're in the 21st century here. You cannot take everything out of a person. You can have expectations for your kids, but you can't expect them to do everything the way you want. It doesn't feel good to have secrets, does it?
I believe wholeheartedly in that. However, as I'm like getting older and like I'd say like unlearning or like just reminiscing, reflecting on like the stuff that's happened in my past, it's like, wow, the power of your parent, bro. Your parent has a lot of power. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it's like it's in I'd say it's in the stuff that's said and little things that are done or things that aren't done. And it's like you don't see that in real time. Unless you do. unless you do. I mean, I saw that a couple times. That's why I started talking back. That's also why they sent me to a boot camp for talking back. After I was still talking back. But it's just like, not that many people, not everyone has like that type of mentality of like, fuck you. A lot of people will probably succumb to their parents' verbal abuse, physical abuse, yes, but just like literally just like also succumb to the aura of the expectation too. Like that's possible too. This is also why I'm saying like, yo, love your children. Like they're their own person. And it's like people just become parents to just have a kid. Like they don't even become like parents for real. But it's like, I think it's like probably one of like the most important things that you can do in life is, have progeny. I think that's the word. Like have children and raise them to be good people in their own right, in their own merit. Like don't be don't do that just because you are their parent. Like I think like parents should be loving. Like yes, you can have these expectations, but like some parents need to understand like some of your kids probably don't want to fucking do that. And they will go to the lengths to defy you. And it's like it adds to my not theory, but like my thoughts and feelings on younger people, children and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, you may think you have all this power over them and you may impede on that power and do so much, but like, yo, these are still humans who are going to grow up into adults, maybe adults bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? And like, again, I want to take Jennifer out of this because she like did bad. She did bad, but I'm just like saying like, yo, like, I don't know, bro. Like, just parents who treat their kids like shit, especially when they know when they get older, they're going to have their kids. They're going to have their kids take care of them. I guess some people don't think about that. And it's really sad. It is really sad. But, again, that don't mean kill them, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really wish people would just treat each other with just human decency, bro. Like, yo, like if your daughter or son does not want to become a fucking doctor, stop trying to force them to become a doctor. Because even if they do become a doctor, it's like there's going to be, you can't keep a bird in a cage like that, especially when the bird has opposable thumb to open up the fucking cage. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like the bird gonna get out somehow, some way. I don't know. I just wish in an ideal world that parents would, I would say on a broader sense, like just be better, like just loving to their kids, even if you want them to be like the greatest of all time. It's fucked up. That still don't mean you're supposed to kill your family, Jennifer.
No. You have to let me know what happened here, okay? Okay, but you were involved, right? That's the part we need. Okay?
Right, they said she was walking around.
We know you were.
The detective appears to be getting nowhere, so he now lowers the gauge of admission. A confession to a lesser offense is far easier to attain, but once it is attained, can be used to build on the more damnatory elements of the case. You'll also notice that he uses broad terms that infer guilt, yet don't directly accuse Jennifer of murder.
You knew before that night that this was going to happen. I'm going to make that easy on you. That's a true statement, right? You knew before that night that they were coming. Right?
There's no way she admits to it.
Ken? It's not worth it anymore. It's hurting you.
Huh?
She seems to be on the cusp of giving some form of admission.
What do you mean what happens to you? What the hell you think gonna happen? You going to jail.
yet wants reassurance as to what it means for her own sake. She asks this question 9 times throughout this interrogation. It's one of the few things investigators can't actually lie about, as it's been used countless times in the past to get a case thrown out under misdirection. They can avoid the question, yet they can't afford any false promises with respect to sentencing.
I need to know the details. I can't even say it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I can tell you one thing is that we already know, so you can't change that.
Spill the beans.
I know you did.
Wanted what to stop?
But it got too far ahead of you, right? You didn't think this far ahead, did you? But once they came in, you couldn't stop it, could you? Could you?
So that means she had that moment that I was talking about earlier, when like your humanity comes in and you're like, wait, oh my gosh, shit, this is actually happening. Wait, I actually don't want you to kill my parents.
Jen? I know. Why didn't they stop for you?
Because I don't think she wanted to stop.
They were.
But you were part of the planning, right? You have to tell me that part, and then we're going to work through it together. Do you know what I'm saying? You didn't want this. You wanted to stop it. You have to prove that to me now. Because at the end of the day, we have to stop this from happening to someone else.
Damn. How much you want to bet her saying I wanted it to stop is just going to...
Right?
What happened to me?
Jen, we're going to have to deal with it one step at a time, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. I need to know what you did. And then you and I are going to work through this together. Because the most important part of this whole thing is that we do the right thing for your mom. Right? I am her voice right now. I'm working for your mom. That's my job. And I have to get to the bottom of this for your mom.
Appealing to compassion isn't necessarily uncommon when the crime is first-degree murder, yet it can send a mixed message when a justification for the crime was a focus point early on. The detective takes his chance with it, which at first appears to work. Jennifer initially responds in a poignant manner, but you'll soon come to notice that her empathy, alongside her concern, is solely focused on herself.
Yeah.
But we got to start.
What happened to me?
Girl, you are about to be in a Hot Pocket-sized room with orange on. That's what's gonna happen. Like that at this point, that's what's gonna happen.
Well, I don't know at this point. Okay, because I don't know what you're going to tell me other than that you were involved, but I need to hear it. What this all was a last-ditch effort to live your own life, to be your own person, to make your own decisions. Look at all your friends. Look at all the people around you. Does anyone else have a curfew for 9 o'clock at 24 years of age?
Fuck.
You had no choice here.
Damn.
I know that. And anybody else in your situation would have done the exact same thing.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. Nigga, you know what I did? Just started talking back. And then started up a YouTube channel and ran away from home. I don't know. I ain't know everybody else nothing. Don't put that out in the ether like that. I would not do that. Don't do that, sir.
The only thing different is I would say that they'd have done it a lot earlier. They would have looked for a way out. When did you first start planning this?
He is close as shit.
When was the final straw? What was the final straw? So that's what this is all about. Do you want to be a good person here?
Jennifer knows exactly what questions to answer and what ones to ignore.
Exactly.
Anytime a question is non-incriminating, she gives a response. Yet when they are incriminating, she remains silent. She is no doubt feeling the pressure, but still very aware of the situation and the potential ramifications of her words.
Have you ever like caught yourself in a pattern before? I'm not saying to like a degree like this, but like to just like catching yourself in like a, you do this when this and you don't do this when this. And it like turns into like it happens twice. Has that ever happened to you?
Okay. And you know when a good person makes a mistake, they have to face that mistake, right?
It's a big ass mistake.
Right?
The tomahawk size mistake.
What do you think should happen? I don't know.
You ain't going
You're going
home.
to prove to people that you know what the right thing to do is. That's what is going to happen. That's what your mom wants right now. She's watching us here. She's wondering, is Jen going to make the right decision here? Is Jen, after all of this, going to come out on top doing the right thing? I'm here for you, Jen. I'm here for your mom. Well, you have to tell. It's one of those situations, you know what? We know that what you did, okay? But you have to be able to explain to me what happened, okay? I can't tell you what's exactly going to happen to you. You just have to be brave here. You have to be brave.
Tell them. Tell them.
3 hours, 20 minutes,
My
and
gosh.
26 seconds. The exact amount of time it took for Jennifer to display genuine emotion.
Really?
The investigator would later testify this was the first moment the suspect was being authentic. He allows her to fixate on whatever thought brought this on, and remains completely silent for just under 2 minutes.
You're sorry, aren't you?
Damn.
They were supposed to take you.
Who?
What?
What? Bro, what the hell you just say?
Supposed to take the whole family out?
No, just me.
What went wrong?
The detective now has one foot in the door. It's not an outright confession, but Jennifer has now admitted to planning the home invasion all along. And although she asserts that she was the intended target while her parents were meant to be spared, the information she has now given is enough to place her under arrest.
Oh, fuck.
Jennifer is no longer going home after this interview. The detective now presses for more information on the
I ain't gonna lie, that just messed me up. What do you mean they was supposed to kill you? What?
amended storyline. It's essentially step 1 of day 1 all over again.
That don't make no damn sense. You were the one that was spared. You were under the impression that your dad was dead. Well, until you found out he was still alive. Like, what do you mean? What? Am I stupid? What is going on?
But from a more
What?
powerful position. He knows she is still lying, and now locks her into as many lies as possible within the new narrative.
Oh shit.
What happened? Why did it change?
I don't know.
Okay, what do you know? How come it was supposed to be you?
I was such a disappointment.
Okay, you made mistakes, but nothing that couldn't be corrected.
So your plan was to devise a plan for you to get murdered in front of your parents? But the complete opposite happened. Oh my goodness.
So who did you get to do this then?
I don't know who he is. I got his number.
Okay, and what's his number?
I don't memorize it.
She skirts around the questions surrounding her accomplices and gives multiple fake names. She stated that she got the number of the supposed hitman from an acquaintance named Rick, and that she took everything from there over the phone.
John
It becomes
Wick?
apparent she doesn't want to give up, or even mention her boyfriend, so for the time being, the detective allows her to recount her amended narrative in the manner she pleases.
So what did you ask him to do then?
Come take me out and then leave.
Okay. Why did they do it when you were
on the banister?
Never alone. In the nighttime.
Okay. So that meeting you had with Rick, you told him what you wanted?
No. I just said that I wanted, if he knew anybody who could take care of something that I needed.
And he said what?
Here's the number.
Did he have the number with him that day?
Yes.
Okay. What did he say he would do?
He just like told me to take care of it. Let me do me.
So he does come into the house.
Let me do me. What the hell?
And you're the obvious only young girl there, right?
Yes.
Okay. When he came to your room,
Yes.
what discussions did you have with the guy that came to your room? The real discussions you had, not what you told us.
Just where was the money? And I showed him where the money was.
Okay. But he obviously said, I'm here to do what you asked.
He never said anything like that.
What did he say?
Just like hands behind your back.
Did he discuss ways with you how he would do it?
No.
Did you request any way for him to do it?
To make sure no one else was around.
Okay. Why didn't they do it the way you wanted?
I don't know. I asked them to take me and my mom when they took them away.
It doesn't seem to make sense.
I know, it doesn't make sense to me. But that's how it was supposed to be.
Okay. Can you sit up for a minute, Jen? Okay, look at me.
The detective wants an outright confession, and the second direct confrontation is about to commence. Only this time it will be a lot more aggressive, as he doesn't have to worry as much about the suspect locking up or requesting counsel. She is under arrest and going to jail after this interrogation no matter what.
Look at me. Okay. What I do believe is that you went to somebody. And I do believe that night you paid them the $2,000.
Oh my
but
goodness.
What's not true is it was never for you. Okay, Jen, no. Okay, you went to this person
$2,000
and you asked them to do a job. And the job was for your parents. You asked them
for $2,000. You have got to be fucking kidding me. Bro.
to do this job on your parents, Jen. Okay? Let's be truthful. Okay? Nobody's going to come there and get the wrong people. You made a specific request, and the job was for your mom and dad. Okay? Nobody's going to come in there and do the wrong job. Okay? Nobody's going to do that. They came, you paid, and they did what they were supposed to do. And the plan was for your parents. Okay? Jen, you have to be honest with it. This is the only thing that's in contention here. Okay? You made the mistake, okay? Everybody understands. Everybody in this police department feels sorry for you. I can tell you that right now. Okay? Because they've seen what you're going through. It's so obvious. Okay? That all this tension they put out, basically this is like a volcano. All right? And at one point it was just too much and you erupted, okay? And you made a bad decision. Okay? And once you hired this guy, there was no turning back. Now, in the original story, you said that you hid your cell phone. Okay? If it was for you, you wouldn't have hid your cell phone. That would have never happened. So it's in conflict.
It's not hidden. It's just I put it there naturally.
Okay.
It's what I naturally do.
Okay, but you said on tape that you hid it there and that they didn't know about it. That's your language, not mine, Jen. All they wanted was so much success out of you, they were not even looking at you as a person. They were looking for a success story. Instead of just saying, Whatever Jen wants is what's good for us. Whatever she's happy with. As long as she's happy in her life, I'm happy with it. If she wants to work at Eastside Mario's for the rest of her life, that's fine. If she wants to be a piano teacher, that's great. If she wants to continue figure skating, that's wonderful. Why would somebody shoot someone they didn't have to shoot?
I don't know. I can't figure that out.
And actually not shoot the person they're supposed to shoot?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, why didn't you tell us this that night then?
You're scared.
Damn.
Scared of what? Telling the truth?
Yes.
The good thing about this is your dad did live. And that went against the plan. If you could make this decision over, you would change it. Okay? You would change it. Right?
Of course. If I knew who was going to get hurt, of course I would.
Jen, you knew who was going to get hurt. That's the whole issue here. Okay, that's the whole issue here. You gave them the plan for your parents, right? That's all I need to hear.
No.
Yes.
Jen, tell me what happened.
I told you what happened.
Okay, all of it.
You did.
Okay, all
Yeah.
you have to do is tell me right now that, Bill, yes, I made a mistake.
Bill, yes, I made a mistake.
This plan was for my parents.
The detective gets no further admission from this point forward, so he leaves Jennifer alone for 3 minutes to play with her hair before he comes back and charges her with first-degree murder.
Okay. I need you to listen close to me, okay, Jen? At this point in the investigation, okay, I'm going to be arresting you for murder, okay? Also attempted murder and conspiracy to commit murder.
Fuck.
Do you understand that? Just have to tell me if you understand those charges. Just say yes or no. Yes. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is, do you have your own lawyer?
No.
No? Okay. Do you have a lawyer you would like to speak to that you know of?
No.
Okay. Would you like to speak to duty counsel?
I just want to talk to someone who can help me understand.
Okay, so who would that be?
I don't know.
So do you have a lawyer?
You said that you were on my side. And I was,
Okay, I am on your side, Jen. What would you like to do?
We're on the side of justice.
I don't have any idea what to do.
Do you want me to call duty counsel for you?
Okay.
Okay. Or is there any other lawyer that you would like?
I don't know what I need.
Okay. So at this point, you wish to speak to duty counsel then?
Sure.
Okay. So what I'm going to have to get you to do is actually empty all your pockets on the table here.
Oh, fuck.
I'm going to make sure that they're making a call to duty counsel, and we'll line that up, and you can speak to the duty counsel in private, okay?
Jen, empty out them pockets.
We've made a call to duty counsel, and we're just waiting for them to call back, okay? Need a drink of water or anything?
I held her with kid gloves.
Okay. I do have to go ahead and speak to these officers, but I'll come back and speak to you, okay? But we got to take care of the lawyers, okay? That's the priority right now, okay?
The next time Jennifer would see this detective would be when he testified at her trial.
Oh.
It began on the 14th of March, 2014, and Jennifer pled not guilty to all charges. Her interrogation tape was one of the more damning pieces of evidence put forward by the prosecution.
Why'd they
Yet
do
the
that to her?
most damning were the 116 text messages between her and her boyfriend in the 6 hours leading up to the
Oh
murder.
my
They thought
goodness.
using burner phones to communicate would cover their tracks, yet forensics were able to uncover the entire discussion just 1 month after the incident. They
Oh my
spoke in
gosh.
detail about how the crime would be carried out, and it was enough to convict them both, as well as each of the intruders who were linked to the crime via DNA evidence and witness testimony.
Oh,
They were
wow.
all found guilty of first-degree murder and given a life sentence without the possibility of parole for 25 years. Jennifer Pan is now 34 years of age. She is currently serving her sentence at the Grand Valley Institution for Women in Kitchener, Ontario. She will be first eligible for parole in November of 2035.
Damn. That's it? All right. Well, this situation is so fucked. And we're gonna go off the point of like, bro, what type of shit has to happen for you to see that your only way out is to kill your parents or devise a plan to do so? Like, I can't wrap my head around it. And also, like, of course I can't, understand to this degree, but like the living up to the expectations of your parents is never a good, it's never really a good or 100% a walk in the park. You know what I'm saying? And like we had a discussion about this here, or you heard my thoughts on it. And like, I do feel a little bit bad. But at the same time, of me feeling bad is, you gotta go to jail. No. Like, I understand, like, you went through a lot of stress. I can understand and empathize with anybody that goes through something like that. But it's like, bro, once you, damn, it's like, I don't know what happened. Like, what the hell happened that was your thought process to do that? I don't know. But, damn, bro, like, this is fucked. This is really, really fucked. Rest in peace to Jennifer's mom. And it's crazy that the dad, like, survived and remembered everything. Like, that is insane. But they up in there in the jail, as they should be. And honestly, just would like to know you guys' thoughts. Like, especially about some of the things that was said in this video from my part, or me asking you guys questions. I do want to thank you guys for listening to me yap for those times. But again, what do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments down below. And thank you all for watching. Thank you for everything. And I will see you guys in the next one. I can't wait to see what y'all gonna request from me in the comments. This is fucking crazy, bro. It's just like, how the hell do you, like, what? What happened? Like, what the fuck? And I mean, like, what happened that's more than what she has told us? Because I just can't wrap my head around you just thinking killing your parents is the way to go. I don't, like, what the fuck?